up, guys? I'm Manny. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an Amazon Relay build out. Some of you guys may not have a lot of cash. Some of you guys may have a little bit of cash saved up, and maybe that tax money just hit and you're stuck at your job and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do. You had your CDL for a couple years and you're ready to become an owner operator. You don't know how to start. Well, the first step how I had to start was getting a truck to take myself in the direction that I wanted to move very, very seriously. So I searched a couple trucks online, some ideal trucks, and we're going to go over a build out on how I will build out an Amazon Relay semi truck and get it ready for Amazon Relay. Or if you're going to venture off into an owner operator career field, then you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, and right now is 100% the time to buy trucks or cash trucks. There's very trucks affordable. You got to do minimum maintenance, and I'm just trying to set you guys up for success. So I'm taking the time to do a small build out to give you guys an example of how much you should be spending or what you need to look for. So we're going to talk about that right here. So right now somebody has a T600 out there in Mississippi. This would be worth the drive for me just because of the description the gentleman gave on how to sell his semi truck. His semi truck was leased on to Landstar. It's a T600. You can see the Landstar logo on there. So obviously, when you're leasing on with a mega company that big, it had to go through some serious inspections. So you see here, 2005 Kensworth T600. It's got 754,000 original miles, C15 twin turbo, 425 horsepower, 13 speed. It's got the hydraulic PTO hookup. The reason why that caught my attention is not only can you try to get a semi truck to run Amazon Relay, but it's got the hookup in case you want to get into end up, so you don't have to spend the money on those hookups. So it's going to give you an additional option other than dry van and hauling trailers. Is now you have the ability to hook up end dump. Pro, we got a spare tire, new suspension hoses, new brakes all around. Last inspection was in August of 23. You got a fan motor and clutch replaced, AC module replaced, wiring harness replaced, new AC condenser recently recharged, AC lines replaced, fuel lines replaced, belts replaced, wipers, new wheel sensors, new air suspension regulator, IFTA, new air dryer at the bottom, and a purge dryer. Passed level 1 inspection 6 months ago, and these are all pluses. Now the minuses is got an oil leak on the gearbox, valve cover oil leak on the front of the engine. The rear AC blower don't work. Bad driver outer tire. We'll need 2 new steers, oil change, and could use some new shocks. Small windshield crack. Passenger side door blocks need to be replaced on both sides. Passenger side window won't let down, and maybe some new air drums. I want to pay attention to the rear blower AC, and I'll let you guys know in a second. So we're gonna go through the photos here. You see the interior. Engine looks decent. You can see this side of the engine here. It looks like I may need a couple new replacements. We're talking about the boots here. You want to replace those. You want to go to Fleet Pride and try to get these boots and clamps replaced. And then the AC, the alternator. Alternator looks like it's fairly worn. So I would go ahead and go to let's go to eBay. Try to get your alternator, $258. Now, yeah, it's eBay. Yeah, it's an eBay alternator. But I got an eBay alternator on my semi truck, and it's brand new and it's still working. And all you gotta do is replace, take the pulley off the other one, and slap it on this one. Put the nut back on, zip it on, and slap it on. Okay, so you got yourself a new alternator for $258. Let's see. He says he's got the belt replaced. See, the interior is not too bad. It's got an oil leak on the gearbox. Now the gearbox is nothing to be scared of, okay? Now you don't have to buy a brand new one. You can go and find a used one for 200 to 300 bucks off a used truck in your local area. Not going to a shop or one of those semi-truck junkyards. Actually find an individual with the same truck who is parting it out, and they will sell you this part for $200 to $300. Ask me how I know. If you take a look at this air compressor, it looks like it hasn't been replaced. So you can go ahead and go on Google and try to find a company that has an air compressor in stock. You can probably get a remanufactured one for about 500 bucks and then pay for shipping and taxes with that. All right, so a list of parts that we can look for this truck. As he said, he got shocks. We can go ahead and probably replace the shocks again. You don't need to spend a home. You don't need name brand stuff. You can go on Amazon, find the name of the the year of the vehicle, and try to get you some shocks for cheap. Now, when it comes to shocks, this is a simple install. You should be able to do this on your own as long as you got the right tools and equipment. You can save yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I would try to spend about $400 in shocks. And we got, what is this? The rear shocks. Yeah, the rear shocks. We got the alternator. Starter. You want to go ahead and replace that starter. You can spend about 300 bucks for a starter. Again, you don't need name brand. All the stuff works the same. Might be refurbished, might be Chinese. Who cares? You can get something new in that semi truck that's gonna last a little longer. Now when you're buying one of these trucks, you also want to buy some airlines, okay? Now you've seen the reservoir. You can find let me see if I can pull up the reservoir. You see the reservoir is all dark here. You want to go ahead and try to get that reservoir replaced with a new one. This one costs 100 bucks. You should be able to install this yourself. Let's get yourself a cheap air filter, 60 bucks. You can install that yourself. The airlines, going back to the airlines, replace the airlines. Replace the airlines and then buy another set to keep in the truck. When you're buying one of these trucks, you always want to have an extra set of airlines in this truck because one of these lines may break on you in the middle of a turn, or somebody might cut your lines. Who knows? You want to have some extra airlines with you. Airbags. You can see you could buy a set of. You could buy. I look for the pack of 4, and a pack of 4 on eBay. You can get it for like 350 bucks. And then you want to go ahead and get the oil. Don't get no expensive oil. You don't need no Shell, Rotella, none of that. Get you some 15W40 oil because you're here to save money. You go ahead and just get the 2 gallons. Get about 8 of these. You're gonna spend about 200 bucks on oil and do that yourself. Go ahead and go to Fleet Pride and go get the oil filter and get under there to try to save some money to do this yourself. So this is a simple build out that caught my attention only because this was a Landstar vehicle, and so it obviously went through inspection. It obviously was probably running a little heavy, but if you want to use this to run Amazon, this would be an ideal vehicle that I would even look at. Why? The guy has it listed for 12,000. He wants to get rid of it. We're in a time where people want to get rid of their equipment. You might be able to walk up there with 10.5, 10.5, and you got a running truck with under 800,000 miles, and you got to do minimum work to it and still be under the $15,000 semi truck goal. So I think with a couple $1,000s into this, and you got a good truck to start. Now tires, you don't need no brand tires. You go ahead, go get some steers, some brand new steers, $325 each. Go get them put on, and then go get some used tires put on the back. Go get some used tires with some decent tread, and run the truck. The truck. Damn, there's another truck that caught my attention. It only caught my attention was because how clean the body was, and I had a Kensworth T2000. Now this is a pre-E-log truck. Pre-E-log is a good truck. The guy has it listed for 15,000. It's an ISX 13 speed, about 1,000,000 miles. Let's take a look at it. It sounds very nice, dude. And now this guy's got the bull bumper. This truck is a very, very clean truck. It's got this. Whoever owns this took care of this truck, so I know they took care of any issues with the truck. It's got the dual exhaust in the back. Tires are enough tread. You don't even got to spend money on tires. I'll run it with these tires right here. A lot of meat on these tires. Steers are fine. Interior's fine. 13 speed. Has all the cosmetic. These dashes and pieces can go missing, but the guy has everything there. You see they replaced some hoses. It doesn't, the turbo looks a little worn. But alternator AC compressor actually look good. The belt, you might be able to replace the belt, but I want to talk a little bit about this. The water pump, I would change out the water pump. Go on eBay, get yourself a water pump for $130. Take out the 4 bolts, slap that in, and now you got a new water pump. Change out that tensioner. The tensioner is only $150 on Amazon or less, or eBay on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. You go ahead and slap a new tensioner. Now you got a tensioner and a new water pump on there. And the turbo, I'll probably leave it or get a new remanufactured one for $1,500. But this looks an ideal truck that I probably wouldn't even do anything to this truck. I run it as is. These T2000s are very, very comfortable. They got the 3 airbags on each side, so the impacts on the ride is actually a very nice ride. But this is just another example of what I would look for when it comes to trying to get a semi truck. Obviously, instead of the DOT tape back here is already disappearing, you just get the bracket with the aluminum bracket, and you go ahead and slap that on as DOT ready. But this is a very nice buy, very, very nice buy. Also, when it comes to these semi trucks, you want to take a look at, let's see, getting one of these, especially if you're looking into a semi truck. We're coming up on summer. You want to have that idle free truck. You're gonna go ahead on eBay, try to order one of these 12-volt kits, get some extra batteries, and hook this up yourself, and try to have a non-idle truck, because you don't want to be idling a used truck. These trucks already have enough idle time, probably over 1,000,000 miles, and you want to, reduce any idling. So that's what I do with any trucks that I get. I figure out what I'm going to do with the AC. So this is an example of what I'll be looking for. I got to share an example just so you guys have an idea of what to look for and how to start thinking like an owner operator if you want to become one. Is you got to start saving money. Where can I save money? Is there a cheaper truck out there that I can find? So just want to share with you guys out about this information. And I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.